check out my new single.
Looking for the answers that I cannot find. I was so wrong to know the love is
Shelter from the Storm.
I've been searching for the reason in my heart. Now I know.
Available from the 2nd of April. From my upcoming record, Medusa. Available on all good streaming sites.
Someone show you, girl, made of bone and bleed. I see in your smile, I know that you're so sweet. I know right now it's just a wicked game. In my heart, I always have to blame.
Hi there, folks. Hope you're feeling good tonight. Hope you can hear me. Give me a sign. That's what it's all about. Give me a sign. It's Tuesday night. Tuesday night, fun, madness, mayhem. And like I always say, 50% mayhem and 50% constructive streaming. I hope you're feeling good tonight. I'm working as usual every week trying to improve my streaming environment. You know, of course, filling in the back. Bit of James Bond in the back here for you. I thought it was time to get an old clock in the picture, so it was time to get an old clock in there. One of my loves and pastimes. Bit of a helicopter in the corner. Who knows? Maybe you need that helicopter on Mars. Although I think it'd struggle to fly. Is everybody doing all right tonight? So I'm going to go quickly over to the comments, of course. But it's time for the glasses. It's time for the glasses. Here we go. Oh, Kate's in the house. Kate Barnwell. Hope you're doing good. Astrid Kifler. She's in the house. Natsuko. What time is it in Japan now? I mean, I've been to Japan before, and luckily I don't suffer terribly from jet lag. But yeah, it's either the middle of the night or, well, the middle of the day. Who knows? It's probably about 6-7 hours in front or behind. I never remember. I never remember. Sarah's in the house. Hear you. Very nice. Lovely. We got 9 people online so far. It's incredible. What a joy, what a joy. So Friday night was an absolute success. I was looking recently, we're at 1,773 views. Now, you know, that's not 10,000 views. It's a good start. If you look on my channel, that's the most I've had on a video so far. So that's good. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for a certain level of world domination, but hey, these days, you know, what can I say? It's all good. I think there's been a lot of views on Facebook and other places where I've been sharing it. One thing we should definitely celebrate tonight, my PR agent in the UK, based in the UK, Sarah, she managed to get me on Planet Radio. I think it's called Planet Rock or something like that, Planet Radio. Terrible with names. Which was last night, and it was played. So, I mean, that is an achievement, because the UK, you know, I'm from the UK, and any kind of support that I can get from the Green Island is always welcome. And up until now, you know, obviously I've been there a few times, you know, visit my family and stuff like that. But with Pink Cream 69, we played there 2 times, the Firefest, and then with Almanac, I got the chance finally to play the big capital, to play London. And that was such an amazing experience. It was almost, what can I say? It was almost surreal, to be honest, because, you know, to be there, to have a look round. It was a bit cold, but that's another vlog, by the way. But unfortunately, I don't have any video. But hey, you know, there's always something to talk about. Let's see who's online. Okay, we got 13 people online, looking good. Pad Guitars 666 Doors. Good gracious me. Hi, loud and clear. Fantastic. DJ say, you know something, Baz? I always wonder about that name. I'm horrendous at pronouncing names. You know, even though I've been over in this part of the world, this part of the planet for quite a few years, but I can pronounce Baz, and I won't even try your second name, but DJ, yeah, Sheriff. Is it Sheriff in the house? But I'm glad you're there, man. I'm glad you with us tonight. It's incredible, even though I can't always pronounce that. But Baz is an important man in the Netherlands, as far as promotion's concerned, and he normally does a lot of live concerts and stuff like that. But we're all sat at home, as well as my friend here, as I can see coming up there, Mr. Carl Loader in the house. He's probably fixing a motorbike or something like that, or a car. He's probably watching my stream with rather dirty hands. Now, you know, that's hopefully oil and stuff like that. But moving on, we've got 13 people online. That means some UK dates. Well, I mean, hey, you know, everything's possible these days. You know, I'd love to be able to form a band, to put a band together and get this thing on the road. You know, it would be incredible. But I'm just not even going to go there at the moment. There has been some, you know, dates coming in from certain bands that I'm in, Voodoo Circle and stuff like that. Possible dates also with Tang US and stuff like that this year. You know, fingers crossed. Who knows if the vaccine rollout, you know, continues as it's going at the moment in the Netherlands, then we'll be busy for the next 2 years. But I did actually, I'm going to move on to why we're here very soon. But I did actually get a letter from the NHS in the UK telling me that I could have my, what's it called, AstraZeneca or whatever jab, which nobody wants, which I could have if I was in the UK. But that's not going to work out. That could be a bit expensive. But anyway, moving on. A few more chats before we get to some serious business. Oh, he's on the couch. That's great. Fantastic. Hola, David. Great to see you. Yeah, well, you know, it's great to be here. You know, with technology these days, you know, I'm speaking to you into a little camera. I'm all on my own here. But what's really funny is that it's still light. It's still light outside at this time of night, which is incredible. And coming to another little important thing is it's snowing. It's snowing. Now, nobody ever told me that in April it's going to snow. I know that there's April, you know, it's going to rain, it's going to get cold possibly, it's going to be sunny, it's going to hailstone, right? But snow all day, well, good gracious me, and I'm not talking about that kind of snow either. But what they're saying, it's funny, they have a little saying in Holland, it's April doet wat het wil. Doet wat hij wil. Whether it's a man, I don't know. But it's an incredible little saying, and it's true. And May, something with an I, rhymes anyway. Moving on real quick. What I want to talk a little bit about tonight is I tried dearly to get a guest for tonight. As the last two shows I've had guests on, and I actually had an offer for a guest tonight, and that's fantastic. And I'd love to get probably anybody on the show. It's really nice to have a little bit of a chat, and it's just fun and games to be able to call these people up, of course. But honestly, I would like to, in the beginning, to bring people on who's involved in the record in some shape or form, and or in one of the bands that I'm in. I think that's important as well. I was going to pull in the bass player from the third single, actually. The second single, we're just working on it right now. Third single, I'm waiting for the bass line, and I actually contacted him today. We're not going to mention any names because that's a reveal, you see. And he didn't reply. And I thought to myself, that's strange. This guy's online all the time, WhatsApp, Facebook, whatever. And in the back of my mind, I thought to myself, oh no. And yes, I was right. He's been in bed for the 2 weeks, the whole family. They all got corona, the big C. He's okay. He just needs a bit more time, and he's going to record the bass. But isn't it a shame? Isn't it really just a shame that we have to deal with this nonsense? But anyway, moving on. Anybody else online? Oh my God, it's not Aramis Salter. Oi, oi, it's sunny now. Well, it might be sunny in the UK, but I tell you, when I look up the window and it's still light here in the Netherlands, we're not far away. That's why I actually moved to the Netherlands, so that I could be closer to the UK, you know. so I could just drive over there if I were really in the mood, even though it's a 6-hour boat ride. But anyway, moving on. Mr. Salter's in the house. That's fantastic to see you online, my friend. I didn't know you had that kind of internet. Anyway, I have a little list here, and that's the 50% of the constructive streaming side. That was a little bit of 50% mayhem for you. I was wondering, how do you people watch my stream, or, you know, YouTube in general? Is it on the TV? Are you watching on an iPad, on your telephone? I know a lot of people, you can't drag you away from your telephones, of course. But I actually say personally, you know, I watch a lot of stuff on TV because I enjoy the size and the quality of a lot of these vlogs these days. And that's why I'm striving to improve my vlog. So here we are, moving on. Goodness me, it's Mike Osterwijk. Hello, good evening, David. Oh yeah, Mark. Hi, Sarah. Oh, everybody knows each other slowly. They're sending each other private messages, are they? Don't worry, that was 50% mayhem. But anyway, moving on. Yeah, I've done the snowing thing. What I'm thinking about recently is, of course, the second single. Now, I was looking at the internet recently, and, you know, I'm not like a big record company boss or anything, but there's a question. You know, do you release a single, the second single 2 weeks later? Do you release it 3 weeks later? 4 weeks, 5 weeks? You leave it a month? Now, of course, I need time to make the next video, and it's being mixed as we speak, but it won't take long. But obviously, I want to put this track out, and I hope you enjoyed the first track so far. I enjoyed making it, and of course, the video. I'm still very proud of it, and we've had some incredible feedback. But the question is, what do you do? Leave it for like a month or something like? I'm thinking a month personally, because remember, we're making this record together. We shouldn't forget that. And I've been looking in the calendar, and I'm looking at sort of like the 2nd of May, because I think the first, there is no first, I don't think, but the second, not the second, or was it the 1st of May? Oh, goodness me. There is a thing that people do, isn't there? Something like that, April, May, whatever. Yeah, anyway, we'll see. Hello from Badalona. Oh, Kate's on the laptop. That's incredible. That's lovely. Yeah, why not? That's great. But you know, you can watch it on TV these days. It's incredible. It's just I bought this TV, and there's this big button on there, and it says YouTube. And since I had that, I don't watch TV anymore. Normal TV. It's just full of, you know, horror stories, isn't it? So what we got here? We got yeah, it's true. I think. Oh, Carl says 6 weeks. Oh, goodness me. It's gonna kill me. I've waited 4 weeks for the first single, right? So six weeks is gonna just murder me. But I might need that for the video, because I'm gonna really push the limits. I'm gonna push the boundaries. I am not gonna jump from an aeroplane, but I'm gonna really try and push the boundaries for this next. But I'll take into mind what you guys said. Yeah, I guess couldn't make it, and. That's a good point, actually. What I want to do is move on to a little thing which is also important. I didn't do a reveal for this young man, so I'm going to move over to my little studio here and, yeah, show you this guy. Tom Pijnenburg. Now, of course, I've just pronounced his last name probably very wrong. But this young man, we're talking about he's about 27 years old, incredible drummer, and I'm sure that will be a part of the record in some shape or form. You know, the point is, BODO didn't have any time. I mean, I've mentioned this before. I just want to get the message out there. And it's good for Tom as well. And he didn't have any time. He just couldn't do it. So I knew there was only one guy to contact. That's Tom. He's the kind of guy, he got his drum kit up, set it up across the street, had a bit of an audience. You could see it in the video he sent me as well. Learned the song in like a day or whatever. And, you know, drummed it in, sent me the video. And I said to him, look, man, it's good for you. You're in the video. Now, I did write that he's from Eindhoven, but he's not from Eindhoven. Somebody did actually leave a comment on Facebook, and I did correct it. But the problem is, what you got to remember is, ladies and gents, boys and girls from Netherlands, is that, you know, if I go, I talked about this last time on the stream. If I say I'm not from, but I live in the Netherlands, right? People all say Amsterdam. do you live in Amsterdam? Because obviously to the rest of the world, there's only one place in the Netherlands, Amsterdam. It's like if you're from the UK, you're from London, right? If you're from Germany, you're from Leipzig. No. But anyway, or Mönchengladbach. But moving on, that's what people think. So, I mean, quite often I'll say, look, I live near Tilburg because, yeah, I don't really live near Tilburg, but they certainly don't know Waalwijk. There's absolutely no chance they're going to know that. Eindhoven, they're kind of going to know, but the place that these guys mentioned, there's not a chance on this planet. So, yeah, you know, I just tend to go for the cities. Tom helped me out. An incredible guy. Actually, where he lives is more sort of like between Helmond, which is also a lovely place. And, yeah, great guy. Once again, really important. Helped me out and much appreciated. I'm sure that he'll find his way. And what's really cool is when we get out to this live situation again, it's possible that people get to know his name a little bit more and he'll be able to get out there a little bit more. He's 27 years old. These days it's difficult for a musician more than ever. And if this can help him in many ways, help me. Hey, it's just a win-win situation. Thanks a lot, Tom. Back to the video. Anyway, I hope you could hear me when you listen, when I'm showing the pictures. Oh my God. Anyway, once again, 1,777 views, which is just fantastic. What can I say? You know, that's what it's all about. It's about getting, you know, views. And if, you know, like I said on the last video, if you know anybody, get your friends to watch it, you know, to check it out. We need to somehow up those views if possible. Let's go back to the chats a little bit. Boomly, boomly, boom. Yeah, it's true. I know, Carl. Marion! Good evening, Saarbrücken. That's lovely. Mark Osterwijk, Rotterdam. He's in Rotterdam. Ah. Rotterdam. They love the silent G in Rotterdam. Yes, Helmond. Rock and roll, pink cream platter. We rock and roll. Yeah. There's definitely some people coming on tonight. Yeah, Tom's a great guy. Thank you, Mark. Mark's going to give the he's going to give the second single. I'm going to make 3 singles basically. You know, I mean that's by then I'll probably be in the loony bin. I think I'll have probably lost my mind from making videos. But you know, it's all fun and games. It's just a crazy time, isn't it? And you know, we need. You know, I don't think I need to be doing this strictly to kill time. I got plenty of things to do. I got little projects on and lots of different things, but I love it, man. I mean, at the beginning, admittedly, the stream stuff was difficult for me, but now I'm addicted. You're in trouble. Yeah, I think it's gonna be like 4. I think it's gonna be another 4 weeks, something like that. Noriko, she's on again. An incredible artist, absolutely fantastic. Marion. Nida, she's living in Saarbrücken. She's an amazing singer and female artist, and I met her. I think it was the last gig that I did with Alex Byrot. We'd worked on the Voodoo Circle record, and we did like a last-minute gig in Saarbrücken. It was the last real honest gig, and that was last year, the beginning of last year. We actually met there, and turns out she's this incredible singer. I didn't realize at the time, and I've seen a few videos on Facebook. And she actually goes out on the street and plays. She wants to play. She busks on the street. She plays music on the street. But in Germany and possibly in the Netherlands as well, it's not allowed. It's not allowed to sing because, you know, you're breathing out the big C. So it's not allowed, which is ridiculous in a way. You're outside, big deal, man, you know. Whatever. So she has a big sign, and you know, and she tells the people what the situation is, and I hope soon that things are going to change, and especially when it warms up a little bit and doesn't snow all day, that she can get rid of that sign and start to perform again, because it's about time. It's about time. Lovely to see you. Good gracious me. Here we go. So going back to my list. Well, my list is finished now. Good gracious me. My list is finished. So, what now? What we're going to move on to now is we've had a little tiny bit of mayhem there for you. And we're going to get a bit more constructive now. on this next bit. It's you know, I like to be a little bit of constructive when I look back on my stream. So let's go to this one. Hope you can hear me. A young lady did mention to me today, I've got 758 listeners on Spotify, and the listeners' gender, as you can see, 16% female and 81% male. Oh, and there's some pictures in there. Oh, there's a little few of the t-shirts of the shop. It's been incredible so far. The t-shirts have been going like hotcakes and like hot buns, moving. And that is fantastic. There's no doubt about it. As you can see, well, you can't see my t-shirt at the moment, but that is something that's really incredible. It's you know, so fantastic, and actually quite a big part of the sales has gone into well, basically mixing the first track. As crazy as it seems, the money that was made on that was used to mix the first track. So I mean, you can imagine the success and the whole reasoning behind the whole thing. As you can see, I don't know what non-binary means, but 16% female. Well, I don't know what to think about that, but I'm going to take it as a sort of a hidden compliment, I suppose. But we definitely need to get a few more female viewers if possible. So the ladies out there, get your girlfriends involved. Absolutely. So any more chats on here? Look, here we go. Yeah, Marion, you know, I've seen you with your sign, and you know, what can I tell you? I mean, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? You're not allowed to stand on the street and do your music. I mean, you know, what's going on, you know? Anyway, moving on a little bit. It's funny, I've had some comments already about the first video. Some people have mentioned, yeah, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's a lockdown video. I basically said to the guys, you know, send me some kind of video, and it will be the same for the second video as well. Send me some kind of video. You know, they film themselves in the kitchen or whatever. LAKI, for example, the guitar player, he filmed himself in the kitchen or whatever. I think Alex was the same. You know, and I pieced it together, and it was for me personally the first time I've ever made a music video. I did consider, and of course there always is the consideration of pulling somebody professional in to do something like this, and that is a possibility, you know. But, you know, coming back to the GoFundMe situation, we're at a point now where I can comfortably, you know, mix the record. I can comfortably, you know, make the CDs and the limited vinyl and stuff like that, and a few t-shirts and whatever, you know, the things I'm going to send out to you guys, because we are making this record together. But like budget to, you know, start, you know, giving some guy loads of money to cut and edit and make videos, that's a different story. And as you can see, the amount at the bottom of the screen there, if you look down at the bottom, we're still at the same. It's slowed a little bit on the GoFundMe. So if you guys are in the mood to do me a favor and maybe share that a little bit, the next couple of weeks we can maybe up it a little bit. We're not far off the, you know, the goal. I'm not being greedy, of course. But the more the merrier, the merrier, of course, and that, you know, that would make it a possibility to bring in somebody else to make a different kind of video. That's how it is these days. That is the situation. Here we go. Anaktar's in the house. I hope you're feeling better. Yeah, thank you, Mark. You know, I mean, it's one of those things. You know, you know, I thought to myself, you know, before I started the whole thing, you know, I've got a YouTube channel. I'm making videos, I'm streaming, I'm trying to improve things all the time. The next video is going to be a different level, because it's been a learning curve, of course. And, you know, at the end of the day, the music speaks for everything. And I knew that once the first single was out, that would be my, you know, obviously I made the new advertisement, as you could see at the beginning. And that's something that I also plan to share and to get out there, be it Instagram, of course, and all the other places. So any of you guys got any questions out there about whatever bands I'm in that I can give you a nice answer? Yes, thanks, Sarah. You know, it's just a difficult time, isn't it? And it's not going to slow down. You know, I mean, we're all positive. I'm staying positive as possible. You know, and we're all hoping that at some point we're going to sort this thing out. The UK is pretty much far ahead. You know, I mean, I'm being called all the time the British variant. You know, all the time, and that seems to be sort of everywhere, and which is just such a shame. But you know, it's just a matter of time. I think next year is definitely going to look better, and by then, you know, we've done all this. We've made the videos, we've made the record, and maybe it's time for another one. Yeah, you know, I think for the next video, that's good. That's a good one, Carl. I was actually looking around, thinking about some kind of factory somewhere. But it's an up-tempo song. It's heavier than the first one. It's definitely more an up-tempo song. Also, the third song will even be more up-tempo, more action, more power. That was my plan. I wanted to soften the blow a little bit with his first track. The second track is also a really great track. I'm really proud of it. It's a song that I did with Julien's SPREUTELS as well. Amazing keyboard play. He played keyboard on the first track. And this next track it's definitely a powerful song, up-tempo song. And I was, you know, there's always the old factory kind of option, and you know, I'm sure there is something out there, but honestly, where I live here, there's definitely no old factories, unfortunately. Not necessarily where I live, and the Dutch don't tend to have any old factories. In Germany, it's full of them, especially in the Ruhrgebiet. It seems to be full of old factories, old iron factories, you know, where they work with the Eisen. But I've been looking around for sort of old derelict buildings while I've been travelling around and stuff. I don't get around much, unfortunately, but there doesn't seem to be much. But I'm you know, I got time. You know, you just you know, you're just doing something sometimes, and it just comes to you, just like music. Really, you get the idea, and it just comes to you, and I will know what to do. But it's really just, you know, finding the first thing. So, thank you, Carl. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know. It's like you said, Sarah, about the yeah, you know, with Pink Cream 69. I mean, in July we're supposed to be at Masters of Rock in Czech Republic. You know, the Masters of Rock festival, and I don't know if it's been cancelled yet, but maybe it's possible. And we were supposed to be somewhere in America, you know, with the Monsters of Rock cruise somehow. You know, they were going to do it somewhere else, but that didn't happen either. You know, and there's definitely stuff out there, and to be honest, it's as sad as it is. Really, I always had a calendar on my wall, and I always had my dates up there. It was important for me to know what's going on, and you know, to plan and make, you know, because when you're doing all these different bands. But to be honest, I don't look anymore. And somebody, you know, they'll write me a message and say, Dave, remember that gig in May? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't know, because I've written off so many gigs so far. It's been always, in the beginning it was kind of another, but now I don't even consider it anymore. I just don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately, because, you know, we're just not there yet. But I think next year we're going to get there. But September I have something like a private thing. I really hope that's going to happen. It's going to be a small thing, probably with one of these quick tests outside, you know, with a thing in your nose. Yeah, Kate Barmosh, that's about Pink Cream 69. Now, we met on the boat. We met on the Monsters of Rock cruise in Miami, you know. So she knows Pink Cream 69, definitely. You know, she watched us a few times play. And I don't know if you were on the first and second time that we were there. But, yeah, Pink Cream 69, you know. We saw Marco Reed on not on the last chat, but I think last Tuesday was fantastic to have the first guest on the streams, of course. And yeah, we're busy, we're working on it. I think we got like 8-9 songs, something like that, we've demoed. And there are going to be a few changes, not lineup changes, but other things are changing a little bit behind the scenes, and that's going to be some news that's going to come out quite soon, I guess. But I'm not you know, I'm not official enough to to release that kind of news, but I will when the time comes. Under a bridge along the canal. Are you talking about where I sleep, Carl? Under the bridge along the canal? No, I need something. I need something different. I need something. I might end up with a bloody nose filming this next one. I don't know. I need something different. I don't know what. It might just turn out quite normal, but it's definitely not going to be in the kitchen this time. That's for sure. And no, I'm really happy with the first track, and it turned out fantastic. Believe me. But it's definitely not going to be in the kitchen. But if anybody can offer me a place, you know, and the problem is, it's just getting there. You know, I mean, I could go to Germany for a day, and I'm sure I could find somewhere cool. You know, to do it. It's like an hour and 20 minutes drive from here. It wouldn't be difficult to find something, but at the moment, to go over the border, it's just not possible. And then, especially with it being a British variant, you know, they pull me up and I'm a British variant. I'm in trouble. Or you're talking about where I go fishing under a bridge along. I don't fish. Actually, this is a funny thing. Actually, not funny, but I'm a vegetarian. I haven't eaten meat in 34 years, people. 34 years. I haven't eaten meat. I've never eaten McDonald's. And in Germany, I never ate a big sausage of Wurst. You know, as crazy as that sounds, but that's the truth. Sam Scott is in the house. Good evening. Yeah, you know, of course, I've been on a few beaches recently in Zeeland, near Zeeland, and that is incredible. But it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit the track. You know, I could make a video anywhere, of course, you know, but for me, it's important that it has to fit the track. It needs to fit the track. You know, quite often it's the same thing when I write lyrics. You know, I get the track from Julian or whatever, the music, and then I obviously put the melody and the lyrics to it or whatever. But the lyrics need to fit with the feeling from the song. I know straight away with the feeling and the vibe of the song where I want to go with the lyrics. You know, it's difficult for me to write lyrics onto a track that doesn't fit, you know, to the lyrics that I'm writing, you know. And the subject matter of the second single, it's got nothing to do with the Big C or anything like that. You know, we're not really going to go there this time with this record. It's all been said and done, I guess. But, you know, for me, it's important that it fits the feeling and the vibe of the music. And I can almost hear that straight away. Is this going to be a love song, a heartbroken song? Is this going to be a serious subject? And you know, that's important for me, and also with the video. Ja, een gehaktbal. Maar je moet zeggen, je moet echt zeggen, en dat geloof je nooit. Dat geloof je echt nooit. Ik heb nooit een gehaktbal gegeten. Of een worstenbroodje, een Brabants worstenbroodje. Of zoiets. Dat heb ik nooit gegeten. Dat wil ik ook nooit eten, mijn hele leven. Ik heb 34 jaar geen vlees op. En dat is waar. Dat is echt waar. En ik heb geen probleem mee. He's incredible. Yeah, it's true though. I don't, you know, as a vegetarian, I don't break you know, I don't sort of go against the rules or anything. I just don't, you know. It's just I'm kind of extreme in that way, unfortunately. Also with the music, you know, it's like I really go for it, you know, like with everything, or I don't, you know. And it's also the same with lifestyle stuff as well, you know. But absolute mayhem. Any more questions out there? Have I not answered somebody's question? That's very possible. Yeah, let's go down a little bit. Unfortunately, I can't put the comments on the screen. It's such a shame. It was such an amazing thing back then. But going back to Marion, wasn't it such a fantastic little concert we had there in Saarbrücken? Now, I heard actually that in Saarland that they were thinking about opening things up a little bit in Saarland, I heard, and using the quick tests a little bit more if you want to go to the theatre and stuff like that. Now, I'm very familiar with Saarland in Germany because, you know, we've got Thomas Blue, who I worked with many times doing the Hendrix stuff. We've got Alex Byrot from Voodoo Circle, and I think Herman the German the drummer from Scorpions, the original drummer from Scorpions was from Saarland. And there's a lot of people from Saarland. Saarland is kind of like, you can imagine, you know, kind of Germany comes down like here, and then you got Luxembourg, you got Belgium, and Saarland's kind of like squashed in there between sort of Luxembourg, Belgium, France, you know, so they're kind of squashed in there. It's an incredible place. Incredible place. Very old fashioned. When I go there, I always think like I'm going back in time, you know, somehow. But just such an amazing place, such an amazing place. And we played, which actually, that's another thing to cover on a stream. We actually, two incredible things that I did in Saarland. The first one was with Thomas Blug, and we played outside in a theatre. It was what they call the Stadsfest. So it was outside in a big theatre, and was with a orchestra, with the Saarland Orchestra. And it's actually on DVD. You can find that on YouTube probably. That's a flog. That's a flog's worth. And the second time, Thomas called me up and he said, Dave, he said, we've got this other thing coming up. You can play for Bundespräsidentin, for Frau Merkel, for Mrs. Merkel, the president of Germany. And I was like, that's weird, man. Are you telling the truth? So, you know, at the end of the day, she came to Saarland. I mean, this was obviously before the sea, a few years ago. It's also on YouTube. And he said, Dave, I need your passport details to get a special clearance to make sure that you're not going to do any stupid things or whatever. And we had to get special clearance, you know, from the police and everything. And we had like special armbands, you know, that we could go in and out of this place. The whole place was cordoned off, you know, so not anybody could go in that area. And we played for Frau Merkel, yeah. And I remember looking down in the audience and seeing this woman dressed in blue. That seems to be her favourite colour, or the party colours, you could say. And, yeah, I mean, what can I say? I mean, you know, just incredible, you know. I mean, I'd rather play for her than Boris Johnson, for sure. It is a beautiful area, Mark. Rock and roll. Come to Hungary. Come to Hungary. You know, I've been to Hungary. And I'm a bit hungry tonight. I'm a bit peckish as well, by the way. I had to do that. I had no choice, did I? No, we've played in Ungarn. We played in Hungary. We've been there many times. I've driven through, going through to Serbia. When I went to Serbia one time. And Hungary's an incredible place. Amazing people. Very friendly, very, very nice people. And yeah, really appreciate the music. You know, there's no doubt in that. So Hungary was always an amazing place. Who else is in the house? We got this next gate. We got, I think if I pronounce it right, Haim in the house, man. The title of your YouTube there sort of shows up obviously in your language. So I can't really, you know, I can't pronounce that. But great to have you online, my friend, from Israel. Absolutely incredible. Got 21 people online. Marion. You know, I mean, Saarland is such an incredible place. It was like a biker club, but you know, the bikers tend to be a bit sort of, you know, they're a great audience, but they can be a bit unfriendly. But it was a mixture of, you know, many different kinds of people, and it was a nice evening for February. It was cold outside, but they'd opened the doors, the front doors. They'd got two old tanks basically, and lit fires in them. You know, so there was these two things burning outside with fires. The police were going past outside. They weren't blinking an eye. I remember seeing it was like a stop sign. I remember seeing the police car from the stage and thought, oh, that's it for this gig. They drove off. They didn't even look in, man. Saarland, what an incredible place. Just incredible. Oh, this now. Hi from me, wines of a beers. That's a good one, Pavlo. That's a good one from the Ukraine. Do you prefer wines over beers? No, I mean, Alex is definitely a young man that I want to contact. I want to get hold of him and bring him in one of the streams. It was a bit late tonight. I had it planned, you know, with this other guy. We'd kind of planned it, but I hadn't really asked him if everything was okay, and obviously finding out that he was home in bed with corona. Do I like wines or beers? Well, I'll tell you now, my friend, another little secret of mine is I was more of a wine drinker. Now, is very important because I don't drink. 8 years. 8 years. So, I mean, I can call Alex up, but it's going to have to be probably an energy drink or something like that. Lekker. No, it's something, it's a good one. Something to consider. Pavlo. Something to consider, and very possible that Mr. Byrot will end up on one of these days on these streams. Absolutely. Call Loader. McCoy's my Texas fan, and Carl says, no, we can chat. We got to chat, man, about some ideas, but it is important, it is important for me. I mean, the recent video I did, you might think, oh, they're in the kitchen and whatever, but there is a bit of footage there from a beautiful church. That's also a vlog. It's a beautiful church very near where I live, middle of nowhere, because I live really in the middle of nowhere, honestly. Like farmerland, cows and sheep everywhere, horses, beautiful. I mean, the summer's just absolutely incredible. Very flat, of course. It gets a little bit boring, I suppose you could say, but where I'm from in the UK, near Burnley, near Clividge actually, it's just mountains. There's not a flat thing there, right? So that was my life. You couldn't really bike anywhere. On a motorbike it's possible, and that's cool. But on a normal bike, I mean, it's just like in Holland, everybody's got a bike. You know what I mean? And that's cool. I like that. I've got a mountain bike. I like that. That's important for me. But there, it was just, I mean, it was just like I lived on a hill. It was just, there wasn't a flat thing there. So coming to the Netherlands, it's just not a biggie for me. You find a lot of the Dutch people, they love the mountains. They love to go to Austria. They love to, they need that because it's just flat everywhere, But, yeah, it's just, it's just how it is, man. Marion says. Wow, incredible. Thailand. That is just incredible. Just goes to show. They're all open. Everything's open in Thailand. You need a negative test. And you can go inside, in a gym, in a restaurant. It's possible. And somebody's definitely getting rich somewhere with all these quick tests, that's for sure. But I mean, just goes to show that it's possible. Why the hell not? I mean, obviously some places, these big cities where there's there's a lot of it going on. I can understand it might be difficult, I understand that. It ain't, cuz. That's my cousin online. Guitar bass collection growing there. Yeah, well, yeah, bass is out here because I'm maybe gonna have to possibly I'm gonna have to play on one of my tracks. It's possible I'm gonna have to play a bit of bass on one or two tracks. It's not absolutely sure yet. I do have a lot of bass friends about, but no, I enjoy playing bass, and if that's the case, that's the case. Yeah, I mean, it's incredible here. What can I say? It's just an incredible area, and I think I'm gonna find something. I just gotta get my head around it, you know what I mean, and make a decision where I'm gonna make the next yeah. No, and I also got to consider some. Mark Osterwijk says the Efteling. He says the Efteling. That's true though. The Efteling is also possible. It's a possible thing, I mean, that would be actually a cool thing to consider. That's true, because the Efteling is like just down the street, that's definitely something to consider. Dana, wat is je moeder aan het doen? Yes, indeed. So here we are. coming slowly to the end of the stream. I think next week I definitely got to get some guests in. Maybe that's something to consider. I got to find out if Alex has got time. He's also a busy man. I think he's working on some kind of instrumental record at the moment, and he also contacted me about working on the next Voodoo Circle record. So I mean, we're busy as ever. I've got like 2 or 3 projects I'm working on at the moment. There was also somebody I could definitely consider pulling in the future. Is another project that I did recently, and he just asked me to make a video. So you know, like with my green background. Yeah, I had a quick test from the supermarkets. The lockdown is only yeah. So look, so there's a cat just arrived here. Rossi. My cat has just arrived in the live stream. Now, that's not really allowed, but if she'll come over here, then we'll include her in the live stream, of course. Good God. That's something to consider. The Efteling is like the Euro Park or whatever like that, Disneyland. It's an incredible place with all these rides and all that kind of stuff. I've been there before, one time. It's like a wonderland type sort of place, and a lot of people from France and Belgium and all over the world, they come especially to go to this place. Now let me see what my cat's doing here. What's he? Guys, there's no chance she's gonna come, man, but that's such a shame. If she comes, she's on the stream. Yeah, so here we go. Once again, folks, if you can, you know, there's been a lot of people sharing this stuff. I've seen that, and that's incredible. What an absolute joy. And, you know, it's just got out there. We've got a lot of views, and that's incredible. Really glad about that. Second single's definitely in the making. Dennis Ward will be mixing the second single as well. I already talked about that before. That's actually worth a flog, but we're not going to go there. There's no point. It's good. Dennis obviously was in Pink Cream 69. He was the bass player right from the beginning, and we're still good buds, and he's going to be mixing this second song probably the middle of this week. We've got something to listen to. Jobert Melo from Sledgehammer Graphics in Brazil is working on the artwork for the second single. I find it important to, you know, to have something a little bit different for the second single artwork wise, you know, something nice with a title a bit different, not necessarily the album cover. And like I said, it's an up-tempo song, a little bit different. The video is going to be hopefully fitting definitely to the single. I'm thinking sort of like beginning of May, something like that. And obviously business as usual the rest of these next few weeks, doing reveals from the guys who played on this next single. And I can tell you now, we got a German guy on drums, we got a Dutch guy on bass, and it's not Alex Jansen. And come here. So it's time to get a cat on a video. Go horse. So that looks like that was my special guest tonight. Incredible. Cat coming in my studio on my show. Anyway, no biggie. Yeah, there it is. That was a special guest tonight. I could do an interview, but I don't think she's got much to say apart from meow. Anyway, moving on. Feed me, feed me. What am I doing? You know, honestly, if the weather's better, I like to get out on my motorbike. I like to mountain bike. I like to get outside. You know, I mean, I do actually work a little bit sometimes, but you know, you got to pay the bills. You know, I mean, obviously, I'm a more or less these days a full-time musician, big star like I always was. You know, but a few years ago, I decided to get a bit more into a bit of a normal kind of career to get things moving a little bit, and that's important. But honestly, these days, I am working on my music. If I'm not streaming with you guys, I'm screaming in my box, which is basically here, and you know, that's it. That's what's going on in my life. It's always been like that with me. I've given up a big part of my life to music. It's just so important for me. I just got the bug, you could say, when I was about 13, 14, when I first started playing guitar with a friend of mine. We used to do Beatles songs back in the day. A guy called Sean Horseman, when I used to live in Clividger, and I got bitten by the bug, and basically from then onwards it's just music, and I enjoy doing other things, but music is really important. Yeah, that's my cat. It's incredible. Yes, indeed, Baz. Radio shows, magazines. If anybody, you know, can put us in that sort of direction, please contact Baz. He's a great guy. He's my sidekick in the Netherlands as far as promotions is concerned. And yeah, if anybody can put us in that way, you know, radio, stuff like that, fanzines and stuff like that, to spread the word, like Sarah did in the UK, it's just fantastic. There's actually another question here there's another thing that Carl wrote. This message is held for review. So yeah, I don't know. Can I show that? I'm not sure. I don't know. That's funny that YouTube decided that naughty comment of yours shouldn't be allowed for whatever reason. It's not a biggie. Actually, we're gonna post it. Here we go. Yep, right to the top. No, it's further down if you want to see what he wrote. But yeah, winding it down now. 18 people online. Once again, thank you so much for joining the stream. It was a different one today because I'm getting used to having guests. I did have a guest tonight. My pussycat, Rose, was involved in the stream today. So it was kind of, somebody was in the studio for a change. And let's see what happens next week. Let's see if we can pull somebody in. Like I said, I do prefer to bring somebody in who I work with, of course, and you know, I've done like projects with or whatever. I have actually somebody in mind. It's one of those things, you know. I could probably bring a lot of people in who I actually know, but it really depends on if they, you know, if they've got Skype. I suppose it works, but it's not everybody's ready to do that, you know, and be, you know, so comfortable on you know, on the live thing. I like that. I think it's important to be laid back and comfortable, you know. I prefer that. Yeah, Mark, bit of mountain biking. Here we go. Yeah, but like Baz says, get in touch. Thank you, Sarah, Mark, Natsuko. She want to see you saw the cats. Pavlon, Carl, an actor. Yeah, if you, there's nothing open here. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Marion, she's living in a good area. The shops are open. Thank you, Carl. Yeah. If I've missed you out tonight, ladies and gents, boys and girls, very sorry. Kate, Sandra. Yeah. Coming towards the end. Let's hope we can get somebody in, some kind of guest in next week. I got lucky in, also, I haven't to forget, of course, lucky on Friday. The cat is now climbing somewhere all over the place, so I'm going to have to sort of rescue the cat slowly. Thanks, Mark. And I will get back to you as soon as possible about the second single. If you can get that on your fantastic radio station, Night Flight radio station. I think it's every night. And like I said before, was played in the UK yesterday evening on, what's it called? Power Radio or something like that. Horrendous with names. Let's go back real quick to, yeah, as you can see, that's my store. If you want to support the CD in any other way than you've obviously already GoFunded me, that's fantastic. But if you want to support the store, go and check out a t-shirt. I've had quite a few pictures in recently from different people, which is fantastic. That's always amazing. Let's get a bit more. We've got a special guest in the house again. Go on, horse. Oh, she don't like it. What's he? Special guest in the house again. That's actually, we got 4 cats, and that's the youngest. That's Rosie, and yeah, we got the mother in the house. We got the grandma, the mother, and the father in the house, and the daughter. So they're all one big family, and they all live together, and they all have to deal with each other. But these cats do not go outside. They go out in the garden, but not further than that, because you don't see cats like this on the street, you know. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, and it's been incredible again. Let's not forget, actually, there's a good chance to show off my t-shirt here. Like I said before, if you want to support the CD, go and pick up your t-shirts. And yeah. Oh, Brit's in the house. Ja, that's a sweet pussycat. Hey Britte, wie geht's dir? Das ist ja der Wahnsinn. Das finde ich echt klasse. Du bist endlich mal dabei. Leider zu spät, weil wir haben vielleicht noch 10 Minuten oder sowas. Aber ich freue mich, dass du dabei bist. Und ja gut, endlich mal wieder vielleicht mal in Deutschland. Ne? Und dann können wir vielleicht ein paar Konzerte wieder machen, irgendwie mit Moby Dick oder sowas. Würde mich endlich mal freuen, wieder unterwegs zu sein. And of course, you know, what's really important is once I can get back out there on the road. That's something that I want to do in the future. I take my camera with me and I film everything. Backstage, you know, obviously on the stage, you know, the footage of the concert from the front. You know, so a little bit like you've seen before when I was in Japan and Australia. But this is going to be like, you know, real stuff. You know, it's going to be like when I'm on the road, I get everything, you know, for you guys to check out and watch. And that's something that I really want to do, because it gives the whole thing a little bit more dimension, you know, rather than me just being sat in my studio streaming and making the music. I want to get out there and I want to show more. Something I definitely want to do, I want to get up to Amsterdam and also do a nice vlog from up there. It's always been a favourite place of mine apart from Barcelona. Oh, believe me, I want to come to Brazil again. We were there 2 times in Brazil with Pink Cream 69. It was planned, was it last year with Tank? But unfortunately that didn't happen. That's just life, isn't it? What can I say? Things happen. And yeah, I think we were going to go to Argentina. We were going to go to Colombia, you know. And I'm this kind of guy. I love to watch, you know, these programs locked up abroad. And these people are getting caught with smuggling drugs and stuff like that, you know, like bag full of coke. And they end up like being in prison for like 15 years or whatever. And actually that's the reason I wrote the song Hour of Freedom. It's a Pink Cream 69 song. That song is about that subject. It's a fascinating subject for me. So when we were in Brazil, I was always checking my suitcase to make sure nobody had put something in there, you know, by mistake. Yes, Natsuko, lovely to see you again. It's been so incredible. So many beautiful people online tonight. So we'll say quick note. Don't forget to share this stuff, people. Share the video. Watch the video at least one time a day. Share it to your friends. Let's get the message out there. That's the only thing we can do these days. We get the message out there, you know. And one last question there is Emil. I was working with a guy called Emil, and he was actually in my band, David Readman band, and he was in a band called Vengeance. So a Dutch band. And I actually live in the same area as this guy. And unfortunately, we don't have that much contact at the moment. But he's busy, of course, playing bass. And, you know, he's also somebody round the corner, of course, like you mentioned, Carl. But let's see. Let's see what happens. Lovely to see everybody online again for the support. 21 people. Absolutely fantastic. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Hopefully, I think next week we've got to get a guest in. We've got to get a guest in. That's really cool. Always to get somebody else in. We can have a little chat and a bit of fun. Oh, incredible. Britta, your written English is fantastic. Excuse me. Share. No, that's right. Sharing is caring. Thank you very much again, people. It's been so fantastic to see you all again tonight. At least your words. And hope you enjoy what I'm doing here. And yeah, it just feels good. It feels good. It's what I set out to do. And you know, it's just great. The channel's growing. Like I said, on Spotify, that's growing. We've got more listeners than ever, you know, and the record's coming along, and hope to see you next week. Thanks for tuning in tonight. It's been a great pleasure. All the best. David Readman tuning out tonight. Adios! Hi, my name's David Readman. Check out my new single.
Looking for the answers that I cannot find. I was so wrong to know the love is
Shelter from the Storm.
I've been searching for the reason in my heart. Now I know.
Available from the 2nd of April. From my upcoming record, Medusa. Available on all good streaming sites.
Someone show you, girl, to make a bum man bleed. I see it in your smile, I know that you're so sweet. I know right now, it's just a wicked game. In my heart, I always have the blame.
Gorgeous.